Hello and welcome back to Jack Knives Reviews. I'm of course your host, Jack Knives. And look at the time. It's time to celebrate Halloween and take one last stroll in our realm of horror that is Jack-O-Ween. I feel in order to properly celebrate Halloween, we need to look at a film that is now a cult classic. A film that was often disregarded at its time and its heyday as maybe just something that was a ripoff of other slasher films. But it has stood true to the test of time as a classic in the horror genre. So let's take a look for its 40th anniversary at Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway Camp. You won't be coming home.
Angela, a mute, traumatized girl, and her cousin Ricky are forced to go to Camp Arawak for the summer. While all the kids are dealing with coming-of-age cruelty, the camp is being stalked by a killer, picking people off one by one. One of the best things about the movie Sleepaway Camp is that it is, in fact, a time capsule movie. So think of films like Clueless, or movies like Valley Girl, or movies that just center around a specific time frame in which it was filmed. This is a perfect example of a time capsule movie. Sleepaway Camp is very much of the time where the slasher genre was not quite oversaturated with the same repeated offenders, and yet it stands alone parallel to the other Friday the 13th-esque ripoffs. Because what Sleepaway Camp did was it centered its entire focus around kids. And specifically, the cast primarily made up of people that were close to or similar to the ages of the characters in which they were playing. Felissa Rose, I believe, was 13 or 14 at the time, and she comes off as very much saying a little and a lot at the same exact time with something as simple as a look. And she has, by far, one of the greatest death stares in all of horror. And I feel that she could totally just, with that simple look, just give off this vibe of saying a million words with not saying a lot at the same time. I feel that a lot of slasher films took inspiration from Sleepaway Camp, even in subtle ways that they may not necessarily understand. For instance, I feel that Karen Fields and Katherine Kamhi's performances as both Judy and Meg, respectively, really do center in that archetypal bitch for no real apparent reason. Paul is the aw gee shucks character, but he's also got a lot of irritating qualities to him, but in a likably irritating way. Honestly, I think the worst characters in the movie are, weirdly enough, the adults. Late Mike Kallistic plays Mel, and he is just the most irritable character because you know people like a Mel. The kind of sleazy slimeball who just wants to sweep everything under the rug. We've all either known someone like that or worked with someone like that. It's just so irritatingly frustrating how much the movie is, weirdly enough, relatable and yet also dated at the exact same time. I really do think that the proper setting for this film would be what I did. Recently, I got to attend Son of Monsterpalooza once again, where I met the cast of Sleepaway Camp. Getting to meet them was honestly one of the best joys of my life because they were genuinely some of the kindest, genuine people I've ever met in my 22 years of going to conventions. In fact, I had a minor misstep where my phone actually didn't program the photos correctly or save them properly, and they were totally fine with retaking them for me the following day. That's just how kind and genuine they are. And I got them to sign my Camp Arawak flag, and they all loved it because they'd never seen anything like that. So I now have a cherished item that I can put into my collection of collectible items. But the true testament to Sleepaway Camp is the actual movie itself. Getting a group of people in a room together late at night, to watch this movie, which is what I did, and the majority of them had never seen the movie. And each and every one of them had their jaws on the floor. And it causes everyone who likes this movie or have never seen this movie to watch this movie and then need to want to watch it again. Because once you see it once, you will need to rewatch it again. Because you will see the things that you did not notice until you see it again. And that shows the testament to the cycle that is Sleepaway Camp. Putting in a foundation that other movies like Scream and other whodunits like Urban Legend and many other stories that bring in a central element surrounded by a mystery, but not overpowering in a way. All pressed together and put over a fire, much like a s'more, in the center that is the fun slasher genre. And after a 40-year time span, it is finally getting the true recognition it deserves here on my channel. Well, that wraps up this year's Jack-O-Ween, but don't worry, we will be back next year. In the meantime, enjoy more of my regular channel and some more fun surprises throughout the rest of the year. Till then, have a happy and safe Halloween. I'll see you next time.